In this chapter 8, I'm going back over things that we learned in Ecce Romani. So we are going to review the forms of sum, the present tense verb endings, and also the pronouns. These are very important concepts that if I didn't go back over them, you would probably be at a loss as we move forward. So that's what we're doing right now. The present tense verb endings. First person, that's I and we. Second person is you and you plural. And third person is he, she, it, and they. Singulars on the left, plurals on the right, like always. So I'm just writing down, this example verb will carry to call with the different verb endings on it. There we go. So I have will co, will kas, will kat, will comma. Tis, will kat tis, tis is the ending. And will kant. And the NT is the ending for the they form. So you see there, I've got your verb endings in blue and the stem, which is just the beginning part of the verb. And we'll talk about the stem more later, in white. So the beginning part of the verb is in white. Will co, I call. Will kas, you call. Will kat, he, she, it calls. Will kamus, we call. Will katis, y'all call, or you plural call. I say y'all, of course you know that. If you're not comfortable with y'all, just say you plural, or yuns if you're not from around here. And will kant is they call. Will ko, will kas, will kat, will kamas, will katis, will kant. So the endings are in blue again. These are the verb endings. Every verb that is a main verb in the sentence that's not an infinitive is going to have a verb ending. And usually the ego ending is O. The to ending or you singular ending is S. See, I'm going down the list. The he, she, it ending is T. The we ending is mus. That's also nos is we. That's the pronouns. I'll go over those in a minute. Wokatis tis is your y'all verb ending. And nt is the they verb ending. So woko, wokas, wokat, wokamas, wokatis, wokant is the example. Wokatis y'all call and wokant they call. Next, I'm going to go over the pronouns since I was talking about them. We'll try that in white. Latin pronouns. Now, of course, in English, we have the pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. In Latin, they do have pronouns for he, she, it, and they, but we just haven't really learned them yet because, to be honest, there's more than one of them. So right now we're going to pretend like there really aren't specific pronouns because there really actually aren't. There's more than one pronoun for he, she, it, and they. Hope I didn't confuse you. We're going to focus on the I, you singular, we, and they pronouns. So 4 pronouns are the ones we're going to focus on. And we have first person and second person singular and plural. First person is I and we, like it was with the verbs. Second person is you and you plural. So the first person singular pronoun, remember the ego waffle. I is ego. it's not spelled the same way as an Eggo waffle, but whatever. You singular is tú. This is the same pronoun as in Spanish. The we pronoun is nos, like nosotros in Spanish, if you're familiar. And the y'all pronoun, or you plural, is vos, V-O-S. Remember, our V's sound like W's, vos. They eventually became two different letters. So you've got ego for I, tú for you, nos for we, and vos for y'all. Here, I'll put in parentheses what they mean. Ego means I, tú means you, nos means we, vos means you, plural, or you can say y'all. Not in my English class, if I had one, but in Latin you can say y'all because it's permissible. We don't have a specific English pronoun that means you, plural. Okay, and then the last thing that we're going to review for chapter 8, because chapter 8 is a very important chapter moving forward, is the forms of sum. Sum, esse, means to be. Let's go back to white. Forms of sum. Sum means I am. Esse is the infinitive. It doesn't have an RE. Most infinitives have an RE. Remember that from chapter 5. Sum esse. Esse is to be. It's the to be verb. Remember, this is a verb. It's not a pronoun. A pronoun is a replacement for a subject, and a verb shows action or being, and this verb shows being, existing, because it's the to be verb. Here we have first person, second person, and third person, singular and plural, singular on the left, plural on the right again. I am is sum. It means I am. It doesn't just mean I. It always means I am. Doesn't just mean I. That's a common mistake I see. Okay, so sum is I am. Es, es, is you are. Est is he, she, it is. Okay, sum I am, s you are, est he, she, it is. Sumus is we are. That's okay. I put parentheses and it didn't before. That's not a big deal. Okay, so sumes est sumus. Estis is y'all are, or you plural are. And then the last one is sunt, which is they are. Those are the forms of to be. So here's an example sentence. I'm going to use a verb that I showed you, a pronoun that I showed you, and one of the forms of sum in it as well as I can. Okay, so here we go. Let's make it red. I'm going to have two sentences here. Ego sum servus means I am a slave. Now, remember, they don't have to have ego there. That's just the pronoun. It could just also say sum servus by itself, which would also mean I am a slave. Here's an example with a verb ending on it that you saw at the top. Okay, the slave calls Davos. The slave is your subject. He, she, it goes with the verb ending T, and Dowum's your direct object. Just a reminder there. So the slave calls Wokat Dawis. And that's your review of chapter 8.